Testing. Does this work now? Let me know if this is working as it should be. I'm so annoyed at all my shit just crapping out on me lately. It's always the cables. It looks less choppy on my end visually, so I'm hoping that it is translating. Because otherwise, if that didn't fix things, yeah, I don't know. Okay, volume low. Let me see. Is this better? Or is it too loud? Thank you for being my guinea pigs, as always, when it comes to resolving stream issues. Alright, if anything else pops up, let me know. Otherwise, I will do my best not to nudge any cables at all, so that things remain steady. Anyways, what do I talk about? Work, drawing. Much to do. Surprisingly, I don't have my corgi in here with me right now. She's hanging out with my partner. A shame. I'm all lonely. And I do have one cat with me, at least. So I'm not just entirely lonely. And I have y'all. And that's some good company right there. And Henlo King Stonehead, if that's how you're meant to pronounce your YouTube handle. I am right with you there, buddy. Mabera lives rent-free in my head, so I am never alone. That is so true. I appreciate you giving Mabera such good real estate. Did your psychiatrist get a restraining order after you tried to explain all that? I always feel so, I don't know what other word to use to describe it, but I always feel so fucked when I try to talk to anyone IRL about Mabera. It's different every time I try to explain it, and Somehow I've managed to not scare away too many people yet. Just God. Explaining Libera to people in the meat space is always so fucking strange. Okay, yeah, so it did work out. Let's fucking go. I haven't actually tried ketamine yet. I feel like such a hypocrite as artist of Mabera. I have not done any ketamine at all yet. Probably should at some point. I'm not just overly eager to try it out, but we'll see. Yeah, Sat, your nieces are very lucky to have someone who is willing to put in the effort to explain such things to them. You're being a very good influence. It is funny how a lot of the people who I have explained Mabera to IRL, they will at least know what Milady is or have heard about some of the controversy there, since that's one of the parts of the NFT sphere that is kind of bled into the normieverse, which is fun and a little terrifying. See, when I think of a creative drug, I think of shit like Robitussin or just Benadryl, things that you should not be abusing. That's creative to me. Because you really have to go out of your way to make it hit in a way that it's really not supposed to. And that's shit I would never fucking do myself. I value what remaining brain cells I have left too much. But that's the shit that feels creative to me. Speed and weed does sound like a fucking remarkable combo. I've never actually done speed myself before, but I can imagine that that shit is potent. I nearly grained out the other night because I took a 50 milligram gummy thinking, or was it I think it was 100 actually total, that I thought I could handle it, but I could not handle it well at all. But it was fun to learn my limits more. I laid in bed a lot and listened to music. I tried to do some Ibera work, and I want to say I sent Janny some sort of essay that I don't remember sending. I think I will shift to doing other VM stuff soon, because there are some other traits I need to get on. It's just fun feeling like this background is finally starting to look a little like something. It's always nice when we can get to that part in the process. It's always relieving in some ways. How's everyone doing today? If I haven't asked yet. Anyone have any plans? I bought tickets for a couple of raves. One this weekend and then another one the weekend after next. I'm gonna be seeing some friends I haven't seen in about 10 years this weekend, so that'll be fun. Gumi is feeling a bit like she is living life outside of work some lately. It feels good. And the best part of it is that it has felt very unusually sustainable. Hi, Amber. I missed you too. God, I'm being too nice to you already. We'll talk later, though. For the uninitiated, Amber is one of my most dutiful pets who I graciously keep around. I actually have a new PFP almost ready for her that y'all will likely be seeing hit the timeline soon as we enter a new era of Gumi. How do I phrase this? More openly abusing Amber. You shouldn't feel special, but it is what it is. Now, when it comes to talking to this sort of stuff, how out there can I get now that we're on YouTube? I felt a lot better being more unrestricted on Twitter, but now I'm, streaming under the company name. When I type a message into chat, I am OX Honeyjar, not Gumi, so I can't just say, like, oh, this is. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say shit like, oh, when I say this, I am not trying to speak for the honey jar, because now my voice is coming out of the honey jar's account. Maybe I should talk to Jandy about this or something. I don't know. How out there should I be getting, y'all? Should I just keep it business as usual? Should I censor myself a little more? I'm gonna assume that I'm probably fine to just operate as normal because that's just how it is, Libera. THD is already banned on Twitter, so it's not like getting banned on YouTube would make too much of a difference. Yeah, I really should get more familiar with the terms of service here, because I don't know what the fuck those are. Okay, let's pivot, because Gumi wants to work on something else now, though. Let me make Sat proud and put all of the layers related to this trait into one group so my shit stays organized. It's 2026 and Gumi organizes shit a lot more. So we have this to draw now. This is honestly, I think is one of the more most thoughtful VM requests we've gotten to roll in from a. Is this a Cub Quest winner? I think this was a Cub Quest winner. Sat, I wish you could see the expression that I made at your most recent message. Thanks. But there are some things I would like to say that I do not think would be appropriate for me to say right now. Sat's trying to get a reaction out of me, I think, and it is hilarious. God, the Discord mobile app is loading so slowly for me right now. Sorry for being frozen on this for a while. So this is a carpenter's wooden plane. I wanted to. The person who requested this, your username is eluding me. I remember it being Yo Mama in some way, but I'm very sorry. I wanted to credit you properly on stream. But this is a tribute to his grandfather, if I'm remembering correctly, who was a carpenter. So I did like a little research, and by that I mean I spent 30 seconds consulting Claude on what the size of this should be when Mabera is holding it. And I'm not certain if there's a particular way this should be held. And if that is the case, then please correct me. It doesn't matter how far I get in the process, just please correct me, because I want to, you know, actually draw shit correctly. I think the thing about getting reactions out of Gumi is that it is just a very inherently dangerous game to play when you're in person. When you're online, all I have to do is just keep my mouth shut. But if you try to get a reaction out of me in person, I will give it, and I will probably be kind of violent about it, which sucks. Finding this one to actually be a little bit of a challenge perspective-wise, but that is good. I like a challenge. Probably gonna end up adjusting this a lot. Okay. I need to find that message so I can actually know that I'm capturing things correctly. Because I want to say you described the color. Okay, no, I was remembering incorrectly. I want to try to get the warmth of the wood across. So this might take a little bit of experimenting. Actually, am I on the right? I really appreciate this trait request though, Yo Mama, because there have been like a lot of shirts and hats with just, you know, basic phrases on them, which is completely fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that sort of stuff. I can crank that out easily. Just, it's always fun being introduced to new things, being able to draw things I would have literally never imagined that I would get to draw. And that is what we are doing here. I think I'm capturing too much of a curve on that. Libera was a carpenter. Fitting, considering this is a collection that has both water and wine. Actually, wait, I don't think we actually have wine. Maybe we do. Fuck. Okay, I should probably actually decide how this plane is going to be positioned before I get too far into the process. I'm likely really getting this sizing and everything wrong. Please correct me if it looks way too off. It seems like the sort of thing where I would have had to adjust from reality anyways, as I do with like a bunch of the trades, because I want to make sure it all fits in the frame. Just, I want to be as accurate as possible. Oh, hello. You're here at the right time. I'm actually just trying to see, like, I couldn't find a super straight answer about how these plans are IRL as far as size. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to make sure that size is as accurate as possible for this before I get, too much further down actually sketching this and rendering it out. And hello, Gregory, and Amber, my wrist is at the moment doing fine. Check in 30 minutes from now to see how it's doing, because I've noticed that lately on stream around the fucking 45 to 60 minute mark, that is when my wrist starts killing me. So whenever it does get to that point, I'm going to cut off the stream. I will say, oh, smaller? Okay. I was worried I wasn't going big enough. It's like that, maybe? Too small? Not enough? Thank you for being here to guide me on this, by the way. Yo mama, very much appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to duplicate that layer just in case I fuck it up. For the uninitiated, all Mabera items are drawn with the gap for the fingers and hand. Whoever made that decision, I really want to punch them in the face. Ha 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 ha. Now I get why I made the decision that I did when it came to how items are rendered in Mabera. Just, God, it's fucking annoying. Also, sorry, newcomers. I swear a lot on my streams. I've tried to sanitize myself, but unfortunately, that's just not changing. Yeah, the funny thing about only being able to draw while I'm streaming now is that I can't do a lot of the more like boring cleanup stuff off stream. So y'all are gonna have to witness me doing a lot of boring stuff. I'm very sorry about that. Well, also thank you for keeping me company while I work. That's the fun part about this too. This doesn't really feel like work to me. It's just fun. And it means a lot that you would contribute this to Mabera. In memory of your grandfather. Actually, I just had an idea. I've been working on the Mabera Codex. I don't know how much you know about that, your mama. We've not really advertised it much, but it's going to be like the source of truth for everything Mabera. There will be a VM section. It right now it's mostly just about like, the core philosophy, already established lore and traits and ancestors, and all the fabric that you currently know as Mabera. But I want to write a VM section as well. I want to have a spot for every VM trait and give it the typical codex treatment of like showing the reference photos, the history. Anyways, TLDR, if you want, we can definitely incorporate some personal like anecdotes or something about your grandfather in there if you'd like when it comes to the entry for this trait. One of the long-term goals of the codex is for it to be the sort of thing where community members can contribute, can add on to the Mabera lore, from their lives, and I feel like this would be a great way to do it if you are interested in being one of the first. And this is true, Amber. This is true. I think I'm just paranoid. I'm thinking a lot about how much I fucking swear because, again, we are on the company YouTube now. I'm the voice of the company. No, I'm just Gumi. I don't want to make THJ look bad, I mean, a lot of people already hate THJ anyways, because for some reason we are seen, we are a scam and we rug and stuff. No. I remember when I first saw a THJ flyer. Not a flyer, but it was like a digital flyer that came across the feed. I don't know another fucking word for it, but it just said, THJ cult Ponzi scam. I was like, okay. They are clearly very interesting if they are leaning into that as their branding. Then I didn't think about them again for months. And then I was working there. Funny how that all works out. You're gonna have to excuse me. Yo, Mama, this is gonna be like a really rough sketch for a decent while. It'll come together, but this is very much a trust the process trait for me. And goodbye, Sat. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate your company, even if you did try to get a reaction out of me. I respect the game. Good job trying to play it. But very good to hear, your mama. Let me get the VM section started, I think tomorrow, and then I'll talk to the team about next steps for that sort of thing. The codex is going to be so useful for just fucking anything related to Mabera. There have been some Mabera related projects I've worked on lately. I've been like, oh wait, let me, show Claude the context of the codex repo so it'll know everything Mabera because it needs it for this assignment, and that's just been insanely helpful. And I think anyone who is working on anything related to Mabera will likely find the same utility in it once we have it properly out there. I think I might go see a movie tonight. They're showing Sinners in theaters again here, and I love that movie, and I never actually saw it in theaters, even though I did watch it at home, so it'll be really nice to watch it on the big screen. It was definitely a bit of work, but at the same time, it's like drawing for me. It's one of those things that does not feel like work, especially with Claude helping. Like, I have abused poor fucking Claude and Kimmy a lot lately, honestly, in the process of refining the codex more. But we're starting to get at the point, to the point where I definitely need to sit back and do some manual review, which is going to be time consuming, but it'll still be fun. I've talked about how much I love my job. I just love working at THJ and working on Mabera and just, you know, all these things. Interacting with y'all. I want to see the lore grow. And it feels really special to me that y'all are able to contribute to it in the ways that you are, that we are able to work on this together, really. Because this is a community project. This is something that is living and breathing purely because we are all here together, putting ourselves into it. Yeah, I'm gonna get all fucking mushy on y'all. I'll shut up. I've been thinking a lot lately about that sort of stuff. Wholesome, thank you. I'm very happy. Yeah, don't get used to it, Amber. I do not have the capacity to be sweet all the time, always. But now when it comes to matters of Mabera, I will be sweet. At least I think. Please excuse my cat who just meowed while sleeping. She is literally on my desk, curled up snoring, but she just let out a meow, if anyone heard that. I think I made that bottom panel too thick. We'll see though. Good, Amber, I'm glad you're aware, and I will not let you forget. Yeah, that was Luna, y'all heard. I call her Luna Bera just because I think that sounds adorable. She's kind of a pudgy tortoiseshell cat. Very much teddy bear physique. So she's my Luna bear. Yeah, y'all are getting a way too fucking wholesome gumi today. Someone pissed me off so I can rant about shit, or I don't know. If there's anyone I should be talking ill about right now, maybe let me know and I'll do it. I have nothing to say to you, Amber. You could tell them about it, but then I would have to, yeah, that would piss me off quite a lot. Probably an unsafe amount for stream, so don't do that. Yeah, Amber knows me a little too fucking well. Excuse me while I undo like 5 minutes of progress, because I just realized that I'm being inconsistent about how perspective works. Good question about Michi. She is no longer in Gumi's basement. That was obvious. The door is open. But she is not currently under Gumi's care anymore. I'm sure I could still joke about her being in the basement still, but it doesn't feel right to me. Amber, I have Amber in the basement though. I have some other people in the basement. So that's not too much of a downer of an answer. It's all good though. Gumi is very serious about properly advertising who is and isn't in Gumi's basement. And I just don't want to, you know, send any incorrect messages by affirming that she is. You know, Amber, I think basement is actually way more comfy than garage, because garage, at least with mine, there's just that one door separating you from the cold outdoors in the garage and nothing else. Whereas the basement, you have to, go through a few layers of doors. Currently, there are... I have a single digit number of people in the basement, but I'm pretty sure I could fit at least, 15, 20. Why are you asking? You want in? I think I'm finding lately that I don't have the capacity that I used to or want to have for people who I treat in such ways. Quality over quantity type shit. I have a date tomorrow with someone new who is going to potentially be someone who visits the basement casually, but will not be finding a home there. And seeking out that sort of thing is a little new for me, because I usually want, commitment. I want to know that people are willing to live it. But nothing wrong, I think, with defining some more relationships like that aren't as strict. It's a long-winded way of saying that, Amber has been very good to the point where I just have lost interest in pursuing lots more bitches. That is quite possibly one of the nicest things I could have ever said to Amber just now. I'm being really nice because I know what's coming. There are plenty of bitches left in the sea, Amber, though. Plenty. Absolutely, you may go. Don't let Gumi hold your leash. Go live your life, have fun. I'm probably gonna go in a few minutes myself, because the wrist is starting to cramp. So you will not be missing much if you do come back. Thank you for joining us, though. Very, very good to have your company. And yeah, you should be worried, Amber. Or don't be, it's okay. Nothing to worry about, you'll be just fine. Never thought I'd be able to get to be so ominous about my sex life for work, but here we are. It's very kind of you to say, Mama. I feel like I've not, it's a bit poorly rendered right now, but we're making progress. Ignore the fact that the colors are off. There's gonna be some stuff that comes in after I'm done with all the values. Yeah, we're making progress. Thank you for the update, for coming in, and for this whole request in general. It has been very fun to work on. What do you mean, Amber? You're not reassured? I'm being very kind to you and very honest right now. It's okay. You'll be fine. I'm gonna try to make it to at least 1 hour though. I can definitely do that. Perfect. Sounds good to me, oh mama. Have a good day or good night wherever you are in the world. Very excited. So fun getting the codex more fleshed out and thinking of ways on the fly to flesh it out further. I really think we're all gonna make something lovely together. Plans to go out to eat today before I go see a movie. That should be fun. I don't go out to eat just like super often, but I feel like I've been going more lately just purely because it is so nice not having to clean. I can just pay someone to do it for me. So spoiled. Okay, now this is starting to look a little like something, I think. Let's refine the silhouette a bit more since I think this is still a little off, but we are getting somewhere, you guys. With all the shit that goes on in the background, you'll probably think I live in a zoo, and honestly, that would be pretty accurate. It's not that bad. Hopefully I didn't bork the perspective of this just too badly. I see a few things now zoomed out that I'm just like, yeah, I need to correct, but we're gonna put a pause here for now. Thank you all for joining, for spending time with Gumi. Sorry if I said anything that offended anyone, because I think I got a little too, carried away in some parts. But I love you all. You're all amazing. Thank you